It was a Monday finish on the PGA Tour as Cameron Smith rolled in this birdie putt on the fourth extra hole to clinch the win for himself and Jonas Blixt over Kevin Kisner and Scott Brown at the Zurich Classic of New Orleans. Smith put a wedge in tight. Great drama as Blixt and Smith combined for the win in the Big Easy. It's next on Golf Central.
Golf Central, brought to you by Titleist.
Hey there, welcome into Golf Central. Ryan Burr alongside Tripp Eisenhower. How about this? The first team golf event on the PGA Tour since 1981, but they needed an extra day to decide its champion. Let's take a look at the Zurich Classic highlights. And Tripp, on Sunday.
This is a difficult shot. Ball below his feet and not a lot of green, sloping away from him right there, so he had to land it soft, and boy, did he apply the pressure to a former Georgia Bulldog, Kevin Kisner.
Yeah, about 2 feet there, much darker than it looks. They turn the iris up or down, not sure.
Well, whichever way it is dark, but the Bulldog could see the flag, and he's kind of a gritty Bulldog right there.
I'll tell you right now, Kevin Kisner, that should be the shot of the year in the PGA Tour. Holes out for Eagle, forces the playoff Monday morning. Yep. The sun is out. First playoff hole, Cameron Smith from the bunker.
Well, he should know what it does, because that's a similar line to how he pitched the night before to the same hole location, and a makeable opportunity for birdie.
So he's got a birdie look. Their whole rhythm was Blixt would always putt first, this for par.
Also get the par, make sure you got the par so you can be aggressive. He showed him the line as well, so professional. I know he's young, but professional, he's going to know the line.
Did he show him the line?
He's going to come through. He's got,
Did show him the line.
That's nerves.
He might have showed him the line, but he didn't use the same line. So the playoff would continue.
Now, Jonas Blixt is a Florida State Seminole. That's a Gator, so pay attention to that. Keep that in mind, Ryan. There's a Gator.
Very interested onlooker for the second playoff hole.
Indeed, and
Smith again.
That one, another poor putt with a chance to win.
But Blixt can pick him up. This is for birdie.
All right, now Blixt can do it, but see, I think the Gator had something to do with that one. I really do. You know, Gators and Seminoles, they don't like each other.
They don't.
Nope.
So the door is wide open now.
Okay.
And the hero from late Sunday, Kevin Kisner, now a chance to win it.
All these players playing par 5, you've got to make a 4, Ryan. You've got to make a 4, but they don't. They all make pars.
And the playoff continues. A lot of free golf on Monday morning. Third playoff hole now. Blixt off the tee. Can somebody end it?
Yep, difficult par 3s here at TPC Louisiana. The ninth one of those examples, but much easier than it was earlier in the week with, there you can see the flag barely blowing it all. No wind, and a beautiful shot from the two-time winner on the PGA Tour.
So that should be that. All he has to do is make the
well,
okay,
hold
Kisner
on.
First.
Yeah, Kisner can, say, hey, now you got to make that. And
he didn't say that.
Well, he did. He was thinking that.
He might have
thinking that.
He didn't say it.
Well, maybe not.
So now Blixt.
Okay.
Can send us all home.
Yeah, this putter, DJ's won with it this year. Sergio won the Masters with this putter, and Blixt doesn't. Oh, boy. That was a poor stroke.
Boy.
Poor stroke by Blixt, poor read, everything.
And we'll go to a fourth playoff hole. Back at 18, Smith.
Now, he's got to know everything here, about 55, 60 yards away, and a beautiful shot. Draws the string, and that one looks like a gimme.
The 23-year-old Australian applying the pressure, but Kisner still a chance to answer.
There is, but it's hard to believe that this many talented players on their game could play this par 5, and we have not recorded a 4 yet, Ryan.
Yet.
Yes. But
so
now
everyone's a little nervous here.
Yep. Well, and Smith said he was nervous here. We saw the result in the opening, and you can't leave the door open that many times.
No.
It's going to get slammed shut.
Cameron Smith and Jonas Blixt win the Zurich Classic. And really, it was thrilling fashion. Jonas Blixt picks up his third win on the PGA Tour. And for the 23-year-old Australian, Cameron Smith, it is his first win on the PGA Tour. You look at the resume, and for 23, it's starting to be a pretty nice resume. He's got the win now, was a runner-up, you'll remember, to start the year in Australia, lost to Spieth in a playoff. Top 5 in a U.S. Open. He's an Australian amateur champ, two times in the top 10 of the Asian Pacific. So Cameron Smith, a nice little resume for the 23-year-old, and now a winner on the PGA Tour. He spoke with our Heather Cox.
hard to imagine scripting it any better for Jonas Blixt and Cameron Smith. Cameron, after a great approach, shot a 3-foot putt to win your first PGA Tour event. Take me through the emotions you're feeling as you're lining up for that putt to win.
I just really didn't want to miss it for Jonas, really. And I didn't want to play another hole either. I was a bit over it, so yeah, it's a good feeling.
Absolutely, and with this win, you qualify for the Players' Championship in 2 weeks. How can you quantify the magnitude of this win?
I don't know. I haven't even thought about it. Yeah.
Pretty tough to put the emotion into words. And Jonas, I just heard you say you've never felt as confident on a golf course as you did this week. How come?
I mean, it's a stripe show. You're just watching him play. So, I mean, anytime you step on the tee box, you know you're going to have, he's going to have your back, and I can just go at it. So it was pretty cool. I mean, it felt like there was nothing bad could happen really on any hole, and we kind of proved it by not making any bogeys this week, so, and giving ourselves a lot of chances. So
we see the emotion in Cameron for his first PGA Tour win. This is your first since 2013, so also special as well. How can this help propel you to where you want to be for the rest of the season?
No, absolutely. I mean, I keep working hard. I've been doing a lot of changes the last couple of years and just trying to get back to where I was in 13, and I think this can really help a lot. So,
congratulations to both of you on a great win.
Thank you.
Back to you.
Well, taking a look at it, Zurich Classic team competition and everything but the Masters. Some great, wonderful prizes, including over $1 million for each. 2 years exemptions on the PGA Tour. Most importantly, especially for Cameron Smith, an exemption to the Players and the PGA Championship. So Ryan Burt back with Tripp, joined now by our insider Tim Roseford. And Rosie, when you look at this team event, you had all sorts of different pairings. You had friends like Spieth and Palmer that played together. You had some that were put together on kind of a blind date. How did this winning pair come together in this event?
I was trying to figure out the same thing, Ryan, but it's quite simple. Is when Smith moved down to the TPC Sawgrass in the Jacksonville area, that's where Blixt lives. He loves that new practice facility, as he said, and a nice kicker to the story is that he gets an exemption in the Players' Championship. So not only does he get to practice on it for practice, he gets to practice with his game uniform on in a couple of weeks. But Ryan, remember, he introduced himself to us 2015 U.S. Open, 21 years old, not the only 21-year-old to identify himself that week. He hits this shot Trip, 283 yard, almost holds out for the double eagle, finishes fourth, gets special temporary exemption out of it. Doesn't really made the most of it, though, quite honestly. He was 114th in the world coming in, but a lot of talent in this kid, obviously, and we saw it not only here with this one shot, this one-off shot at the Open, where, according to his caddy at the time, Dan Quinn, didn't even flinch, didn't look at the leaderboards, wasn't really intimidated by that moment, more so inspired by Jordan Spieth and what he did, and he was inspired as well.
Well, if there's any question about this, Cameron being a world-class golfer, I think that it was answered this week, how he played. Statistically, you look at how he stacks up. He's really solid on and around the greens. He's the best on the PGA Tour in gaining strokes. But you see, he's one of those players that went through that Web.com Tour Finals, finished second at the Nationwide Hospital Children's Championship in Ohio, finished second there, and that really got him enough to get his card, and he's made the most of it. You know what? He's only missed 3 cuts as a rookie on the PGA Tour, so he's playing a lot of golf on the weekends, and what a weekend it was that carried over into Monday. But now a lot of special things go his way for winning. The
last couple of weeks on the PGA Tour, he's played great. That short game you talked about has been stellar. What do you think is the one thing that may be holding Cameron Smith from making a real imprint on this season?
Well, I think what you're going to see is a very talented young player now with the ability to he's got 2 years he doesn't have to worry about keeping his job. That's number one. When you're a rookie, you want to play the next year on the PGA Tour. So your goal starts out, I would love to win, but finishing in that 125 would be huge. He doesn't have to worry about that for a couple of years. And now he has the ability, these players, when he's in contention, he can go for the win. He can try to hit a shot, and try to pull something off. So to the victors go the spoils, and Cameron Smith's one of those.
Yeah, no doubt about it. So what did you think of the new Zurich team format? Do you think it worked? Well, certainly we want to hear from you. Place your vote on Twitter, #YesGC or #NoGC. We will reveal your results, and we'll discuss it in about 15 minutes. Now, of course, this whole playoff thing reached its pinnacle late on Sunday night. We thought it was over, and then Kevin Kisner does this.
Yeah, beautiful shot. Had to get it to the hole. He said, I was trying to get it to the hole, but he did better than that. He got it in the hole.
Got it in the hole, and you start to see just how dark it was, but incredible stuff for Kisner and Brown to get to Monday morning. Weren't quite as sharp on Monday as they were on Sunday, but a great week for them as well.
Kevin, after a week of battling, I know it wasn't quite the finish you want, but when you have time to reflect and gain perspective, what will you take away from the second place finish?
Well, we had a great time, you know, team event, first time doing it, and it was fun to be in the battle with them and have a chance to win. And we were close, had a chance there, and I just didn't get it done, but we'll be back next year.
You guys have known each other and played together since you were 10 years old. How much did that chemistry play into the second place finish?
I think it played a lot into it. You know, we know each other's games so well, and we're comfortable with each other, and we know we're both trying hard, and so nobody gets upset at anybody. You know, we're doing the best we can, and looking forward to getting back here next year and trying it again. Congrats on a great second place finish.
Taking a look at just how these guys performed on the 18th hole in the 4-ball, and birdie eagle, like the sounds of that, but a bunch of pars, and ultimately they lose on the 4th playoff hole. Switching gears to an announcement from the USGA and the R&A, where both believe that a player's ability to read greens is an essential part of the skill of putting. Rule 14.3 limits the use of equipment and devices that might assist a player in their play, based on the principle that golf is a challenging game in which success should depend on the judgment, skills, and abilities of the player. We are concerned about the rapid development of increasingly detailed materials that players are using to help with reading greens during a round. We are reviewing the use of these materials to assess whether any actions need to be taken to protect this important part of the game. We expect to address this matter further in the coming months. So, guys, let's start with this. What is the detailed material that they're referring to?
Well, Tripp, you can probably answer that a little bit better, but these yardage books have become so sophisticated, Ryan, that they show just about every inch of break on every part of the green. And the USGA, according to a source I talked to today, is really concerned about the de-skilling of the art of reading putts. Now, I talked to a veteran caddy today, and he said, yeah, okay, takes away from the skill of the game a little bit, but at the same time, you got to deal with the pressure. You still got to make the putt. There's all kinds of elements to it. And the kicker was kind of funny. He said, so what are you going to do? You're going to show up in the first tee at a golf tournament. There's going to be a USGA official there checking your yardage book to make sure that it conforms to their system of conforming. Yeah, and
these books are so detailed that they put exactly where the hole location is, and it shows the area gradient of slope around the holes. And a lot of players have these detailed even for the practice rounds as well. But the thing about it is, and I think this is a little bit misplaced focus, if you will. Sure, you get those details. You have the ability to see the slope, but you can see that with your own eyes. It's just verifying it with factual evidence, just like a yardage book is. So, you know, I mean, they didn't stop yardage books from coming into play, and there's detailed information there. I think they should be more concerned about the line on the ball, because you still have to hit the stroke. You have to make the stroke and hit it on a line, the line that you read, and then you have to hit it with the correct speed, and you have to manage your nerves and all the other things. I think the fundamental of lining a ball up, putting a line down, an alignment aid is much more of decreasing your ability or helping you as far as a player in putting. So I think that's one area that they really need to look at, because they're addressing it purportedly in 2019 with taking the caddy lining players up out of changing that rule. So I definitely think the yardage books, if they slow down play, I agree. And that should be an issue, because we should be focusing on speeding up play, not slowing it down. And these books do tend to do that. But really, the USGA and R&A focus on the alignment aid that you're allowing players to use.
Interesting way to look at it. Speaking of speeding up play, a little later in the show, how things are really going to speed up in a golf tournament this upcoming weekend. But still to come on this version of Golf Central, we rewind everyone and remind them who the #1 player in the world is and why he should be the favorite every time he tees it up. Plus, it was an exciting finish on the LPGA Tour. Sudden death for 6 playoff holes, but could it have been even better? Does the LPGA need to spice up their playoff format? And the Players has the best field in golf. Find out what major winner has the edge to win the Players. Stay with us.
Golf Central is brought to you by the new Titleist Pro V1 and Pro V1X. Choose the best for your game. Comcast Business, built for business.